All right, teachers, welcome. Ever wonder how to make those absolute basics, like which way to even hold a book, feel really dynamic and engaging in your classroom? Well, you are in the right place. We're going to break down a super practical guide for teaching these foundational reading skills.
Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to start with the why, the real foundation of reading. Then we'll jump straight into the how, with a core daily routine you can use tomorrow. After that, we'll break down how to model and practice, expand your toolkit with even more strategies, and finally, talk about how to make all these concepts really, truly stick. So, first things first, let's talk about the groundwork. And let me be clear, we are not just teaching a bunch of rules here. Oh no, we are laying the entire foundation for a child's ability to read. These are the absolute first, most critical building blocks of literacy. So, here's the crucial takeaway. Our students have to understand that all those squiggles and symbols on a page aren't just random. There's a system, right? A structure, a meaning. And our job is to explicitly teach them that system so they can start to unlock the magic of written language. For kindergarten, this whole standard really boils down to 3 core skills. It's pretty simple. Can a student hold a book the right way up? Can they follow the words from top to bottom and left to right? And can they point out the front cover, the back cover, and the author? Mastering these is that first huge milestone on the reading journey. Okay, now for the how. Look, instead of throwing a dozen different strategies at you, we're going to focus on one powerful, repeatable routine that's going to anchor all of your instruction. And that routine is shared reading. And our main tool for the job? The big book. The shared reading routine is just perfect because the entire class can see you model these concepts clearly and explicitly. Everybody's on the same page, literally. And let's always keep our goal front and center. Every single step of this routine is designed for one purpose, and one purpose only: to make the abstract idea of reading totally concrete, visible, and understandable for your students. So, how does this routine actually work? Well, it's so effective because it follows a simple, classic teaching cycle. Just think of it as I do, we do, you do. You're going to model it, you're going to let them correct you, and then you'll all practice it together. So here are those steps in action. First, you explicitly introduce the concept. Then you model it perfectly. Hold the book right, point to the title. You model that directionality by tracking the text. And then comes the fun part. You intentionally make a mistake, which totally opens the door for them to correct you and practice. I know, making a mistake on purpose, it might feel a little counterintuitive, a little weird. But trust me, this one simple trick is incredibly powerful for deep, lasting learning. You see, when you hold that book upside down and you ask, wait a minute, is this right? You are doing so much more than just checking for understanding. You're inviting them into the process. You're empowering them to be the experts, to explain the mistake, and to correct you. It completely transforms them from passive listeners into active problem solvers. Okay, so once you've got that core shared reading routine established and it's running smoothly, you can start weaving in other little strategies to reinforce these concepts all day long, in your whole group, in small groups, and even one-on-one. Think of these as just different ways to hit the same targets. You could use a fun pointer on your charts in big books. Use sticky notes to label the parts of a book. Ask questions like, so what does the illustrator do? And I absolutely love this last one. Place a small green sticker on the top left of every desk. It's a constant physical reminder of where to start. How smart is this image? It just captures the process perfectly, doesn't it? Each of these small, consistent strategies is just another block. You're not just teaching a lesson for the day, you are carefully and deliberately building a solid foundation of literacy for every single one of your students. So, we've got our core routine, we've got our extra strategies, but how do we make sure these skills are actually retained, that they become automatic? Well, the final and maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle is consistency. The most crucial point, and this is taken directly from the strategy card, is simple. Repeat. This isn't a one-and-done lesson you teach in September and then just forget about. Nope. It's a quick, daily practice that becomes second nature for both you and your students. Through this simple, daily repetition, you're not just teaching a skill. You are building the muscle memory of reading. You're building a confident reader who knows exactly what to do the moment they pick up a book. And that confidence, that is the bedrock of their future fluency. So think about it. By mastering these foundational concepts, you are not just checking off a standard. You are giving your students the very first key they need to unlock a whole lifetime of reading, of discovery, and of learning.